Hey everyone, happy Thursday. I'm already a week into classes. My last video I filmed completely on the Wednesday before for planning. So I thought I should hop on here and at least give an update. So before we get too far into the video, let's do the intro. Okay, so I haven't been vlogging much, but it's mainly been like classes, do a little bit every night, and then more classes, do a little bit more, and it's been a lot of orientations and stuff so far, like for different classes, but we're starting to now dive pretty deep in. I wanted to share my thoughts after the first week, because today technically is 1 week since I started. Have to say, only a week in, and I already feel a little bit overwhelmed. It's a lot of classes, it's a lot of information. Like, my head at the end of 6 hours of classes is just like, it's like pulsing from just trying to absorb as much as I can. Trying to get used to again being on Zoom. You don't realize how much the devices are affecting you until you like go back to using them all the time again. And unlike when I'm like editing a video or something where I make my own deadline or I have my own idea of when I want to be done, you kind of have to be on your game during the lectures. We do get short breaks if it's like a 2 hour class, but sometimes there isn't much time between when you can not look at a screen. At least when I'm doing something on my own, I can glance away from the screen every so often, so I'm not getting that fatigue. But yeah, I just notice it a whole lot, and I feel like I'm noticing it. I don't know if I'm noticing it more because I'm at the most sensitive time with light in my migraines right now because it's that time of the month, but just the amount of brain power. Like, now it could be also due to the fact that wherever there's energy kind of stuck in my body now, that's where it concentrates and that's where it can hurt. Kind of to do with the whole meditation stuff. But it's just kind of crazy on how much my head hurts. That being said, also been a lot of new information already. The hospital stuff is all completely new, which has been a lot of the classes so far. The math, there's a lot of stuff that is review, but there's a lot of new concepts in math as well, and that's been quite the experience too. Just been kind of crazy that way as well. I am going to actually show a time lapse of working on math this afternoon. Working on math is probably going to be my main priority for the next little bit. I might do like an hour of math tonight and then maybe switch into doing some more concept maps for the one class that I took today, just because I am trying to stay on top of that class this year. So it's the pharmacy products class. There's just a lot to do, and it seems like there's not enough hours in a day to like do those things and then take the breaks that you need to. I'm kind of using this to vlog to take a break right now. I'm enjoying the content. It's just that it's just hurting my head. Let me just show a little bit now of working on math. We've got a lot of worksheets we can work on, and it's because we're doing a lot of conversions again with some newer types of conversions that we just learned. They're not hard. It's just kind of not having some of the terminology mess with my brain. That's kind of been the hard part for me, but there's a lot of overlap with what I did in chemistry with it, like having a biochem background. It's amazing that like I can't remember why I walked into a room sometimes, but I can remember the charge on a sodium ion or a potassium ion from like over 10 years ago when I took that in those intro courses. It just goes to show you that it's repetition and being constantly exposed to the material that is how you memorize it. And I mean, that's how I did so well with the conversions in 185 was I did a lot of practice to try and make sure that those were hammered into me so that I don't have to think about it. Because when you're in a time crunch, you don't have the time to think about what's your conversion. I did find out though that hopefully we'll have a little less homework to do for a lab, as they're going to sound like they're going to give us some time in the pre-lab classes to do some of that. So last semester for the intro dispensing lab, I had to do all of the pre-lab work on my own. And there were some times it took 2 or so hours to do. So then you're doing that at the end of the day on those days. But it sounds like they're going to try to give us a little bit of time to work on that actually in the pre-lab itself. That'll be kind of nice because it'll reduce the amount that I'm having to work on that before actually being able to do like, it's still all the same amount of work. It's just there's a little less to do at the end of the day rather than doing some at the start. Let's get into some math now, and I think I might actually go through and make a summary page of these conversions because I've been struggling with some of the concepts, so I might need to do a review before actually jumping back into the math. Okay, so you know how I said I was going to show me working on math? Well, as you can see by that previous time lapse, I have to be really careful about what I post onto my videos. So one of the things I'm not including is slides, because those are copyrighted. If you share slides, it's technically a copyright violation. And number 2 is my worksheets. So I'm not actually going to be able to show me doing my math because by sharing the worksheets, like even in a time lapse, in my opinion, you're still technically sharing like almost like answers on a public site. So I'm not also going to be doing that. I don't really know how I can really show me working on math unless I just show a time lapse of me like just on my iPad with it up here, and I don't know how comfortable that's going to be for me. I guess the summary sheet is going to be okay, but anything else is kind of approaching the not okay categories because I want to do my practice right on the sheet. I don't know if I was to do it on a separate sheet whether I'd be able to share that or not. I'm gonna say no because I'm still technically having to like show the answers. I guess if I'm working on math, I'm just gonna have to show a time lapse of me working on math, and I'm not gonna do that right now. Hey everyone, sorry about the lighting, but I want to end off my vlog for this week. Today I just had 3 classes and then I got a lot done and then I went back to work for how I work during the school year, which is every Friday and every other Saturday. So this week is my Saturday, so I will have to work tomorrow. It's going okay. Today actually felt a little light just because we had a work period to work on worksheets in math. So there wasn't anything to really do there besides continue on the worksheets. And then the other class was just going through a document that we're pretty familiar with at this point, which is the NAPR competency document. That was the last class that started, which is called Scope of Practice. So like I was saying when I went over like the classes, I have to take a scope of practice course just because the scope of practice is a really important thing for pharmacy technicians to know, because not all pharmacists are aware of what technicians can do, and you're not being used to your full benefit for the pharmacy you're working at if you're not able to work to full scope. I couldn't really show my work today just because, like I said, I'm doing worksheets and I don't know what I can show when it comes to worksheets, so I'm just not going to show them. I probably could have showed the one just because I was using a different piece of paper for it, so it didn't actually show the actual question. But I still feel like with math, it's just better to just not show the answers to the questions in case they get recycled. There is quite a bit that I have to do this weekend once I'm have some time though. I have to go through and do a bunch of checking, not only on the math questions, but the prescriptions that we filled yesterday in our pre-lab orientation. I gotta make sure that those are correct because we're gonna be using those for upcoming things throughout the semester for lab, so I need to make sure that I have those right so that I'm not scrambling and trying to fix them or making a mistake when I could have fixed it beforehand. Thanks for joining me this week. Let me know what you guys want me to share and talk about and all of that, because it's really hard to know how to keep these vlogs not doing the same thing in and out all the time. Let me know what you guys want to see and I'll do my best to try and show it. But this is honestly my life, like, revolves around pharmacy and gets even more involved, I think, when I'm in school, just because, like, my job is a pharmacy assistant, so it's like, even when I'm kind of taking a break, it's like pharmacy focused, which is why I really enjoy being able to work actually while I'm doing the program, just because it allows me to make sure that I'm aware of what's happening in current practice, even while I'm a student. I think that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye for now.